All right, so before we even start, somebody from my viewers recommended me to check, Eloise. This is not the actual Eloise, haunted. I think it's a hospital. I'm not sure what it is, but this is a short video to see its history and see, what goes on there or what did go on there. Anyways, let's see how it
What you
is.
need to know about Eloise, more than just the haunting memories of a mental hospital, is this was one.
Well, so it's one of those. It's one of those. It's like a mental hospital. Believe it or not, there is. I don't know if it was a hospital. I think it probably was. There is a place that is close to me. I think it's about like an hour away from me. I think it's over 100 years old, and I think it was a school before, but then it became into a mental hospital, just like you see here. And I might actually cover that. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Once a city unto itself. Eloise was originally the Wayne County poorhouse, but grew to more than 75 buildings across 900 acres. In addition to the general hospital, it had its own police and fire, dairy and pig farm, bakery, even a school for the kids who.
This thing had everything. I mean, pretty much you can live there if you wanted to. Or I'm pretty much sure that they would run tests on you to see if you're like capable to get out of there. If you are, then they would, say, get out of here. If not, you pretty much live in there. That's how I pretty much see it.
Ended up here.
This is the commissary.
Ryan Emerson is with the Westland Historical Village.
He actually died at Eloise.
Something he and past presidents have tried to do is identify the estimated 7,100 people.
7,100 people. Where did they die at? I'm interested for that.
Who were buried near Eloise in
so they were buried near it. I thought they were buried like on it, but it's close enough. Let's see where they go with this. I'm thinking that there's probably like a hidden cemetery in there, because there always is. Trust me. Always is.
Nameless graves.
This ledger and this ledger over here.
That's the biggest book I've ever seen by far. And I read a few books. That's the biggest one.
They're one of, I believe, 5 that tells all the deaths
it's
from
death. I know what that is.
1926 to 1948.
In this generically named Potter's Field, people who died who had no identity or no next of kin were buried with a simple numbered brick to mark the grave.
So I'm guessing back then, that's how they used to bury people. Right now they use tombstones, but I'm guessing because I think it does cost more if you go with the tombstone. I don't know if you go with the numbers nowadays, probably not, but that was like, I'm guessing the thing back then.
But it also has a number here. So 260, that corresponds
and of course you didn't
to
have names on it, numbers.
A block.
Yeah, out in the field.
So I'm guessing they would go numbers because, I don't know, depending how much the brick was or whatever they put on the ground, it probably costs more. Maybe if to get a whole person's name, it would probably cost more to get a bigger brick. I don't know how that works. That probably was the case. That's why they probably used, numbers.
And that's what we're hoping to help genealogists figure out, what numbers match what names. And where they're at actually in the Potter's Field.
I got one.
But after they stopped burying.
See, that's the thing that's, that would be pretty dumb. Because let's say if you were the owner of the cemetery, you have numbers like that, right? You would have to be on the landscaping. You would have to be on top of that, because if you even let the grass grow, it's going to get covered and you're going to have to, uncover them. I'm pretty sure, they were aware of that. Maybe some of them probably just let the grass grow over and you couldn't see them.
People here, it became overgrown. And many of those grave locations are now lost somewhere in this field.
How many graves that were unknown do you feel like you've identified?
Very little. I would say less than 1%. Because There are over 7,100 people buried in this potter's field.
This field doesn't look big enough to have 7,100 grave sites, but that's because they were crudely buried, almost one on top of the next.
Part of in this field.
Oops, I actually went back.
Because this was a general hospital. There were
I think I went forward.
people
Anyways,
that were...
But to capitalize on what he was saying earlier, the one buried on top of another, I don't know if that's even possible. I'm pretty sure they were buried very close to one another, on top of one another. I don't know. But what do I know?
Victims of a crime that were never identified.
I'm just, watching just like the rest
we'll never know who that person is.
Ryan was able to track down a couple of death certificates for me after a local 4 viewer reached out looking for answers about her great-grandmother and her great-great-uncle. Her instincts were correct. Both of them died at Eloise.
At least the ones that want to know if they had family back in those times. So,
both in 1936, just a month and a half apart. Martin Mungovan suffered from schizophrenia. Eva Mungovan died of cancer. But according to their death certificates, neither of them is buried here in Potter's Field. As for the 7,100 people who are, well, their stories may never be fully written.
That is true. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video here. This is a very different type. I know from what it looks like. Who knows? I might do more of these. But this is pretty much going to be the first video of its kind. Anyways, that's it for now. And I'll see you guys later.